Alrighty guys, welcome back to some more Trails Beyond the Horizon. Last episode we began our adventure with Reen and his crew here in the city of Basel, where we learned that here in a few hours we are going to have to do some combat trials with our mech versus their brand new mech that they intend to send into space. But we have a little bit of free time to kill before that, and so in this episode we're going to be heading on into the Grim Garten. But before that, if you guys do like this video and this series, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It'll really help me out, and it'll help make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. So, we do want to go to Grim Garden, but we're going to make a quick pit stop first. We're going to head back down to the new town real quick.
Let's make tracks.
So, once we're down here, we'll just go ahead and we want to head to a shop. Now, I don't want to spend too much time here. I believe it's over here. Is where we want to go. Across here. I don't think it's the drugstore. I believe it's right inside here. The Vern store. I don't think it's you. No, this is ornaments. We're going to ignore literally everything besides exactly what we're looking for. Let's go behind this way instead.
I'm sure Elisa would be curious to hear about the
Vern Arms. Here we go. So, we're going to pick up some items while we're here. We'll go ahead and pick up this Soul Chef just to grab it now since we're already here, but these are upgrades to our characters, and since we're going into the Grim Garden, we might as well just go ahead and grab it now, and since these are our only characters we can use, we might as well just get all of their new weapons. As well as, we'll just do 4 survival vests, and then... which one's better? I mean, this top one is just better, I think, in every way. The fiber gear, so we'll grab 4 of those. Same thing, give it to Reen, and then we'll just go give it to everybody else manually. And then customize, I'll just go ahead and upgrade. We might as well. We'll be using these weapons for the rest of their chapter.
Hope to see you again.
And then let me just go quickly equip everything on everybody. I feel like you can just do this, right? No, because that's gonna equip accessories too. Okay, let me just manually do all this real quick. Alright, there we go. We are done. They're fully equipped and ready to go. Grab those gold skill stones, and let's head on back over to the artisanal district, so that way we can head to, I think Giskard's workshop is going to be the closest. That way we can go to our new layer of the Garten. So, we'll go ahead and just turn around, run up here. We've already found the portal. Let's go ahead and head on inside. Grim Garten. Let's start. Because we're going to have a cutscene as soon as we get in here, because I'm pretty sure all of these story-based Grim Gartens have cutscenes. But also it's going to introduce the fact that Reen's crew can meet with Van's crew in here as well. Wow, so this is the Grim Garten. I've heard as much before, but these virtual simulations really are true to life. So, what we have here is more or less the same as that Reverie Corridor place that cropped up in the Empire. Yeah, it's crazy to think modern orbital net technology is even capable of something like this. Raises a few mysteries about Marduk, if you ask me. Anyway, word is this garden is worlds apart from the Markian version, if the creepy castle aesthetic wasn't your first clue. It changes in appearance is almost certainly Ouroboros' doing. The 2 doors on either side led to services provided by the Epstein Foundation, while the one in between is our route of attack into the Garten. Van's group liberated the 2nd domain, if I recall correctly. Which means the 3rd domain's up next. You said it's got a special structure to it, yeah? Correct. According to the team assigned by the Foundation, it is divided into 3 subdomains. I would like for all of you to secure and liberate one of them, with my accompaniment, of course. Got it. We'll get started the moment we're ready, then. Time in the real world barely passes at all while we're in the Garten, right? Yep. Just like in the Reverie Corridor that showed up during the Retributive Tower fiasco. Should make for a perfect training ground. And maybe we could make our way through it alongside our city tour and joint exercise prep. Sounds good. Nothing wrong with slow and steady. Guess that means we don't quite get access to all of our characters being here like we do in the other games. No, because we'd be able to change our party lineup. So, one thing I do want to talk about here in the Grimoire decryption real quick is that we actually have some new things we can decrypt in here. New rewards. So you'll notice, let me get all the way down here, I believe, that we now have Alter Citri and Alter Nagi. These are, in fact, required in order to get the achievement for all the, whatever these are called. I forget the orbments? They're not orbments. These are, hollow cores. They're called hollow cores. That's what Mare is. But yeah, those are going to be required, so I just wanted to point those out while we're here. We'll hold off on getting them for now, but we will try to spin for them before we leave the Garten here. And I just want to quickly show off Epstein's Workshop. I don't believe we have anything new here. I don't even think we actually... Yeah, they don't sell the weapons for them yet, which is one of the reasons I went ahead and bought them while I could. So, now, all we have left to do is head into the Garten. This is the third domain. Looks like we are using Altina's avatar. And we can't actually access the other one, so...
Let's begin our adventure.
And here we go. So, for this one, our... I actually can't view what ours will be. Well, you can see we actually have a new type of tile here. These are the palm tiles. Honestly, I might... Let's do the palm tile real quick, just to show this one off. Because I actually don't know what the specifications are to get a 3-star here.
Quite a reception we have.
I think it is just the fight with the palms. Well, here we go. This is our first instance of using our characters. We're just gonna... we have no S boost. Okay, well... We'll just have to miss a bunch of attacks till we get that back, huh? Let's go ahead and... Let's Azure Grion X, because I'm curious what this is gonna look like.
Your time's up. Accelerate. Eins, zwei, drei, vier. Lift off.
So cool.
Azure Grion.
Oh, what a good character. No, we barely didn't kill. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Can we finish this off? I don't think so. I think they're gonna... let's go for this and see if the Crimson Leaf Blade will actually take him out. Okay, one guy left. He slurped up some CP and then escaped. Okay. We get 3,100 XP, so that's pretty good.
Let's continue.
And that's it. I'm pretty sure this is literally just to
Incredible power.
explain these palms to us. Kind of sucks, because I actually don't want to fight them, but I'm going to. I'd prefer to go through the doors, because I would guess that we'll probably have to do 3 doors probably on every floor. Let's go for a Rowdy Throttle, just to show this one off. I'm pretty sure he rides his bike in this.
Full throttle.
Yep.
Let it rip.
I just take it all in, man. Every time I see it for the first time, I just gotta take in the S-Craft. That's so cool.
Can't get complacent.
That's a level up to level 20, which is good because we actually want to hit level 21. The boss here is level 21. We're getting more XP from these stupid palms than we would be from the boss. Let's go ahead and fight the next one then if that's the case.
Quite a reception we have.
And then with this one, he's gonna flee. He sees CP slurped me. Let's go for a Ashen Slash. This should kill all these. I'm pretty sure we already saw this one. Yep, this is one we already saw back in the prologue. And there's level 21. Perfect. That is exactly where we wanted to be.
Where should we go next?
We will be thrown into this now because it doesn't need to give us a tutorial. We just, I think, got really lucky with those palms because we do have a tutorial to view here. There was that new shard tactic called Awakening that only certain people can use. This may be a good chance to try it out. I should activate it if I find the right moment. Reen can use an Awakening. Doing so will allow Reen to enter his Spirit Unification state. Just like Van's technique, his speed and attack power will increase and his HP will gradually recover. It's pretty cool. It looks like his hair doesn't turn white anymore, though. I don't want to... Who am I playing as right now? I don't want to play as Reen. I want to use Awakening, but I don't want to play as Reen. Give me feedback. There we go. ZOC, ooh, ZOC. Nope, okay.
I knew from before that they had some wild tech, but
What is...
that aside, we can't ignore the Society's plans here.
Huh?
Agreed.
Miss ZOC, please.
From doing as they please.
It is not letting me see. There we go. I have no idea why it wasn't letting me ZOC that whole time.
Sure, I'm down.
Let's just go ahead. We got to use S-Crafts and Quick Arts, so let's try to get the Quick Arts done here. Since I can charge it up pretty quickly. Quick Art again. Perfect. And then we'll get one more stun and then probably go into the fight here. Oop. I should have gone for it there because I didn't notice that this guy was still stunned. Okay, let's just hop into it. We'll just use Vivid Calendula. This is a shield, so... Have I already shown this one off? I don't remember. We'll do that just because, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have. I kind of wanted to charge my CP up, but, didn't realize we wouldn't have an easy time killing him here. Ow, good guard. I guess I'm not going to take any damage for a second anyway, so... I want to keep my S boost high, so I don't want to use, actually, we'll just use Reen here, so we can finish off that challenge. Perfect. Okay, all that's done. And then, of course, my controller disconnects there. But I mentioned that there was going to be an item we're pretty much going to swap between everybody on, and that's going to be whoever I'm taking control over, and it's going to probably have to be Reen here. I'm just going to give them the Gladiator Headband, since that increased our CP gain. The reason it's going to be Reen is because most likely we're going to have to use him for the rest of the chapter, even in... Because we're going to have the mech fights almost for sure. And while I'm sure we'll be able to use characters like Fee in every fight, whenever we're in those fights, I am pretty confident it's just going to be Reen and Crow. So we'll just use a Azure Grion. Azure Grion hits the entire field no matter where they're at, so that's why it's also incredibly broken. And there we go. Now, I do want to quickly show off. We can just do it on our way to the end here. I do want to show off... Well, actually, no. I do not want to show off his awakening right now. Well, I'll do it. I'll just have to sit here and grind back up. This is his awakening. Again, I didn't really want to do this, but... We'll just hop into a fight here, just so we can get not use our entire S-boost. Azure Grion. And then we'll just go ahead and recharge our S-boost a little bit. While we just finish off these little fire lions. And there we go. Now just go ahead and run to the end. Azure Grion leveled up. Perfect. I really do like Crow, and I'm tempted to play with him next. But at least for now, I want to try to get MVP on Fee. And now it should just be the boss fight. Win without anyone being KO'd and win within 60 turns. This one is actually easier than the last one to get the bonus objectives done on your first try. We essentially just want to use Speed Surge to make sure we act as fast as possible and spam boosts. So I'll go ahead and show that off right up here. Ooh, spiders, huh? And that big spider. Zana Razba, the gluttonous arachnid. All right, well, here we go. This really shouldn't be that bad. Reen, actually, I wish I had Azure Grion charged up. That's kind of unfortunate. Ashen Slash, and let's get rid of these little guys right here.
Boost gauge expanded.
And then I made a mistake here, unfortunately. We're just going to have everybody start attacking the big guy, and then we'll just use S-crafts to get through them. Perfect. This should kill... There we go. And you can see he's already at half HP. We're going to use anything that boosts our speed. Do we actually not have a speed surge right now? Well, that's unfortunate. Instead, we'll just do the damage plus. I mean, Rabbit Sword is like one of the best ones we can use anyways. So, okay, there we go. Increased all of his stats. And then we'll just start punching. Now, we're going to have a very specific role with Crow here. Ow. Because we basically want to keep this buff up all the time. Ouch. Vivid Kandula, just so that way we don't take damage. And then Crow is going to be using Azure Resonance. This is going to give us a attack damage up and a boost recovery. So when we use it, we're actually going to get some S boost back, which is really, really solid. This is a 0 cost. We'll just do a free Aerial Dust here. And then Azure Grion. And then we'll go ahead and Rabbit Sword again. It also boosts my CP, so characters can keep spamming their abilities here. We'll go Ashen Slash. And there we go. That's the fight. Yeah, way easier than what Van just had to deal with last time. Grimgarten, third domain, subdomain A, partial liberation secured. Yep, it is third domain subdomain A. However, subdomains B and C have yet to be liberated. Administrator privileges required to unlock access to third domain nexus. So yeah, in order to fully clear the domain, you have to clear it on all 3 of the characters' routes. It would have said different things depending on... No, it was Reen. Dang it. It's because I didn't go into doors. It'll say different things depending on whose routes you've already cleared. Like, if you've cleared everyone's routes, then of course it'd be finished, but we did Reen's first. I see. So we'll need the cooperation of the other collaborators to get further in. Yes, both Mr. Arkride's group and one additional unit have their own subdomains to liberate. Additionally, the Foundation team would like us to wait until early afternoon before they unlock the Nexus. Sure thing. Can't help but wonder who's in that last batch, though. The stuff that went down at Marduk HQ gives me a few ideas. I will have to remain silent on that matter. That's alright. An associate member of the Foundation has a confidentiality clause to uphold. We might run into each other at some point anyway. Let's just think of it as something to look forward to. Early afternoon, though, huh? That more or less lines up with the military exercise. Still, any time spent here only amounts to a moment in the real world. May as well try and work this into our schedule. And so, I believe if we hop back in, I think that's why we actually can't view the ranking on this floor, is because we don't have access to the entire floor. Unlike the other ones where we had all the domains, this is just domain A, so we'll have to wait and come back later. So now I'm just going to quickly, I didn't want to go here, I want to go to the Grimoire Decryption. And I want to see if we can quickly get those other 2 hollow cores. Let's go ahead and just do 100. Let's just speed it up. Skip and skip. Okay, we're just looking for hollow cores. We got 1. And we got 2. Okay, we got both hollow cores right off the bat. Perfect. So we now do not need to worry about the hollow cores, at least for the time being. So instead, we'll go ahead and hop out of the Garten. So from here, we're actually finished with the Garten. I believe if we wanted to, we actually could just straight up leave here. But first, we're going to go ahead and... No, I guess we still have to explore Basel. We're going to go ahead and now start exploring Newtown. We've been down here before, but we didn't actually start exploring, so let's do it. We'll also have another Forest PG we can take on down here, as well as some of just the optional stuff that we have going on. So, we're just going to do our usual rounds here. We'll go ahead and just start with this shop out here. Grab the Maximum Energy DX. And then we'll go over to the drugstore over here. And we can get the Soul Chef Health Foods, as well as the Dark Blue Musk. I think there's actually one more thing in here. The Ceres Chips, perfect.
Thank you very much.
And then we will go back over here to the top floor that we missed out on earlier. And we can go ahead and... I don't think there's any new things here, but there might be no new plugins, no new quartz. So instead, we'll just go to buy items. Let's grab the Basel Tech Review and the Mist Hair Dryer.
Thank you very much.
And then, there actually isn't much left to get. It's just 2 more food stalls here. Go ahead and grab the Soul Chef Coffee, Willie's Latte, and Willie's Cafe Jelly. And finally, over here at this food truck, we can get the Rocket Charm. Now, with the Rocket Charm, I actually think we can go ahead and head to a place to trade, and I think this counts as a trade.
Welcome.
Modify, no. Buy, no.
very
Do I have to go back to the Garten? I might do it just cuz. Let me check down here first. Because if it's not here, it'd be at the equipment store. Will you let me trade? No. Okay, let me go back to the Garten real quick. And then I'll show off what we can actually trade for. So we'll just head here real fast.
Let's vamoose.
I'm so dumb. I did things out of order, and that's why I was so confused. Because for whatever reason, I thought we did this last time. There's stuff we can gather around here. There are shards. So let's go ahead and get these shards like I should have done. Is this where I'm supposed to be at? Hotel Ingress? Yes, it is. In here, there will be some shards that we can find. Mayhaps. Yep, there they are. And then over here in Vern HQ, we can find some shards back here. I knew we were forgetting to do something as soon as I got here. I was like, something feels off. Because right here's the portal to the Garten. And that's why I was like, huh, we definitely could have got here much quicker. So let's go ahead and use this portal to head into the garden so that way we can do some trading. And I believe... Is it just here? Trade, and we should be able to trade for the planet ring. This requires the blue star earrings, the moonlight bracelet, the rocket charm, and U material pluses. We have all of that done. Let's go ahead and grab us one. Gives us speed and movement plus 15. Our first of many trades we're going to be doing later. So from here, we can head up here, and inside this area, there should be... Ooh, didn't know I was going to get into one just yet, but here we go. I take it this is the motor pavilion. You know we're in the Republic when we're surrounded by so many state-of-the-art orbital vehicles. Indeed, there is certainly a greater variety than back in the Empire. The big four manufacturers are constantly pushing the boundaries as they compete for market share. I heard that their momentum was even caught up with the orbital bikes that were developed in the Empire. I don't know whether to be happy or frustrated. Better tech is better tech, am I right? It's not like the Empire's got a monopoly, and knowing George and Gellica, this is just more wind in their sails. I suppose you're right. I just feel conflicted since I helped develop the orbital bikes and all. I can relate. At least Elisa seems happy about the whole thing. What do you say we take a look around? That's what I was trying to do. Oh, well. Damn, is this Ingert's new sports car? Talk about performance. No kidding. Its silhouette looks like something from the future. The ETWS limo, huh? It has a luxurious quality to it. Kind of looks like an RF model, though. They're both targeting the same rich demographics, right? Makes sense their design would be similar. I heard sitting in one makes you feel like royalty. What I wouldn't give to go behind the wheel. Crow, look. This has to be the famous Z1 car that everyone's been talking about. Wait, seriously? I've seen it in a couple races, but man, it rides right on the ground, don't it? You can tell at a glance it's got a need for speed. It's so refined in every way. They sound like Van. He's a big fan of these too, isn't he? The two of them are already adults. They ought to act their age.
That's simply the way men are.
That sounds like Kevin.
Right. No man should have to lose their childlike wonder.
I see who's here. Huh? Prince Sherrod? And Director Godi, too. Oh, you're the Prince of Elsame. It's a pleasure to meet you. And you gotta be that famous director. I've seen you in magazines.
I'm honored you know me.
The pleasure is all mine. It's a privilege to meet the Empire's heroes. Ever since I heard tales about you from Prince Olivert, I knew I had to make your acquaintances.
You two know each other? It really is an honor. I had no idea you'd be in Basel. Don't tell me you've got the presidential aide acting as your personal tour guide.
It's perfectly appropriate, I assure you. The prince is an esteemed guest and a major shareholder in the Verne Company, not to mention his involvement in this enterprise.
I'm simply here to conduct a friendly inspection of our Republican and Imperial allies. I've actually only just arrived after meeting up with the director in the capital. Prince Sherrod I get, but why is Godi here too? Why else? I'm in talks with the presidential office to make the space program into a feature film. It hasn't been easy seeing how they keep getting everything confidential. So I ended up coming all the way over here for an interview. Isn't it crazy how the Republican Empire, once at odds, are now collaborating to make history? A clash of prides, a battle between the leaders in robotic technology. There's thrill, suspense, drama. I can hardly see the opening scene playing out in my mind. If only Major Amelia would agree to a steamy photo shoot. Oh, Director Godi, your passion truly fuels the industry of cinema. I cannot allow something like that to be produced without a thorough analysis of every element, to ensure nothing is overly untoward. Come on, Kincaid. You'll let it slide, right? We're buddies, right? Even if he is a big-name director, isn't it unheard of for a civilian to have access to a military exercise? I'm having trouble understanding just what the Republican CID are after. Yeah, because they're trying to keep it under wraps. In any case, I hope you'll take this time to prepare. We're hoping this afternoon will be meaningful in more ways than one. Right, we'll be sure to. Connection events are now available in Reen's route. We'll go ahead, we'll do those here in a second. Well, I can just show it. We have 2 connection points that we can spend with any of our characters. It will not be with Altina, it will be with Fee and then Toa and Crow. We'll go ahead and hand off these gifts as well, just because we're in the menu real quick.
Hey, thanks.
On top of that, we can also go see movies with them. We'll learn about that here in a second. There actually should be one more. No, it's just outside, I believe. So we'll go ahead and head back down. And then there should be one tucked in, like, right... Is it up here? No, it is down below us, right here. And then in here is our next one. And then only a few more to get. One of them is going to be right up here. One of them is going to be right over here. And the final one is right down there. And that is all the shards we can get that I should have already gotten. So, next up, we're going to go ahead and watch some movies. Go ahead and head over here, watch a movie. And we're going to just watch, I think we can watch any of them. We're going to watch Perfect Drive. No, we can only watch one. Okay, we're going to watch Perfect Driver 2. And you can get 5 tickets. Sure. 5 of them made their way into the theater. And this is about Perfect Driver. Is this Baby Driver? Is that what it's a riff on?
The thing you gotta aim for ain't the finish line. You're gonna have to think way beyond that. If you want to be a legend, set your sights on a goal to call your own. Then speed past it.
Unbelievable! Philip's taken the lead. He's past last year's champion, Max. Look at that little Lino of his go. Something's really lit a fire in him. Nothing's gonna stop him now.
That little punk didn't even spare me a second thought. Who on earth is that kid racing here?
I found it, Dad. I found my goal beyond the finish line. I just wish I could have found it while you were still here. I'm gonna leave you in the dust, Lewis Adler. I won't stop racing until I overwrite every legendary record you ever set.
And then we'll go ahead and just skip this. Oh, I hit skip all, but that's fine. Purchase brochure. Get the Perfect Driver 2. And everybody gets a little bit of connection points. And we can watch 2 of them. I don't know why. Actually, you don't really have a way to know. You kind of just have to hope you can watch 2, I believe. Because I don't think they said anything about being able to watch 2. But we can just go ahead and walk right back up. We have enough time to watch another one. So we're going to go ahead and watch Gloria, Dawn of the Revolution. We'll be able to watch Crimson Fist later. So go ahead and watch this one. This is with Nina. And we'll go ahead and purchase. Or just going to speed up. Well, actually, can I just hit next scene? I'm afraid it'll skip the movie, so I'm not going to. We'll just look at all of them sitting in the movie theater first.
My body won't stop shaking. I thought I made my peace with death long ago, but I guess I haven't. And even now, I'm racked with doubt. Can we really change the history of an entire country?
Of course we can, Sheena. The victors are free to write the history books however they please. Once we toss out the tomes of the ancient regime, we'll write a new history. One that is centered on the people of this country.
You're right as always. Victory! is our only path forward.
The Revolutionary Army is now at your beck and call. They're awaiting your orders, Commander Dirk.
It's time for the dawn of a new era for our homeland. Let us seize the future with our own hands!
Yay, Nina. And we'll just go ahead and skip the scene and purchase the brochure. And there we go. We get a little bit more connection for everybody. I believe this can be a level up for all of them now, right? Altina, Fee, and Crow, I believe. All we gave a gift to already. Yep. So there we go. I forgot Toe is here too. And then we'll just go ahead and go progress some 4 SPGs, shall we? So let's go ahead and start by running up here. I believe this is the board.
Let's have a look-see.
Orbital Microwaves Fever. This is the new town bulletin board. We should check it every so often while we're in town. And would you look at that? We got a request here too. There's demand for this kind of service in every district from the looks of it. I have mixed feelings about that, honestly. It means the number of cases that fall in the morally gray camp are pervasive here. But it's for that reason we need people like Van who can tackle these people's problems. It definitely seems like there are requests and information we can only pick up using this method. So this is how they operate. I suppose there's a lot we can glean from doing things this way. And we actually have the request right over here. Now, we could go finish that up, but I actually think we're going to save that probably for next episode. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go do it now. Hey, get out of my way. That's why you can't run in roads. Holy. Because I'm going to go ahead and complete the side objective this episode anyways. So, like I already have my stopping point. We might as well just keep going.
How am I ever going to be able to repay you, Professor Hamilton? I simply must thank you for what you did to resolve all of the problems I created last year.
Please, Mr. Townsend. It was just an unfortunate setback. You did more than enough to assist with the aftermath. So as far as I'm concerned, you don't owe me a thing. If anything, I feel awful that I was unable to prevent your dismissal during the board meeting.
Oh, no, really. That was due to my own failings. You had to leave to the Far East, after all.
The man Professor Hamilton's talking to. Is he who I think he is? Yeah, they say being let go last year broke him up so much that he had to take a griefcation about it. Fee, not so loud. Ah, yes, I remember that from the database. Huh, so that's their boomerang CEO, huh?
Oh, hello, everyone. Enjoying a thorough tour of Basel, are we?
That's right. It's been a very refreshing experience so far.
Hi, you all must be... I'm the Vern Group's returning CEO, Bill Townsend.
You don't have to say returning CEO.
You must be the party from Erebonia, Thor's military academy, wasn't it? It's a pleasure.
I see. So you know Chairman Irina and her daughter Elisa. Oh yes, I had the fortune of making their acquaintance upon our introduction into the Tech Union back in May. We discussed the possibility of taking the T-Phone worldwide, among other projects. Though, how should I say this? The chairwoman took over the entire conversation. Yeah, that sounds like her. No surprise, Elisa's mom is as intense as ever. I've had the pleasure of meeting Irina before myself. Her husband was Professor Schmidt's best disciple, as I recall. I'd love to meet their daughter, too, if I ever have the chance. Young Miss Elisa was quite composed for someone her age. She managed an advantageous compromise regarding these orbital bike patents. I suppose it's no surprise for an affiliate of Thor's. Huh, you're giving us too much credit. It sounds like Elisa is busier than ever now. Is it true that Reinford Tech is being used in the space program? That's the rumor anyway. I admit, the space program is outside of my jurisdiction. That Reinford group used to rival liberal ZCF. but I believe that after negotiations with Marduk fell through, the program's been relying on technology from the Epstein Foundation. Perhaps this afternoon we'll pit you against a culmination of all of their varied technologies. Now we're getting to the point. And I'd put money on that Cronkite guy being the genius behind it. A gamble well made. I said it earlier, but he really is on a different level from even us 3 disciples. He was never the type to rely too much on others, be it their research or their direct assistance. But recently he shelved his pride and committed himself to exhausting every avenue for the space program. That's why he's extended his invitation to Reen and the rest of you. He believes you can provide him with important insight. Huh? That makes sense. So he went out of his way to bring Reen and Crow here to gather more data. For what? Thank you for the heads up. We'll be able to be more attentive during the exercise. Yeah, appreciate the tip, especially given your positions. Well, what can I say? The professor and the presidential office have been rubbing off on me. And besides, without external influences, businesses and countries would go stagnant. Which is to say, I have high hopes for all of you. Mr. Tossend. Guess I should rethink my opinion of you. Oh, perhaps it's odd for me to say it, but he has grown more reliable. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch the spectacle, so I'll be leaving Basel after this. But I wish you all the best of luck. I hope the experience is fruitful. Thank you. I'll do what I can to deliver. And so, I believe that's actually everything here. The only thing we have left to do is go to Og Canyon, but I don't know if we'll have enough time this episode to do that. So, instead we're going to go ahead and run on over here and start this little 4SPG real quick. Are you Mr. Ratted, the manager? We saw your post on the bulletin board. Oh, and you folks are... Sounds like you hear about my request. But I don't see Mr. Arkwright with you. He was the one who came for the hollow core testing last time. Well, actually, we'll be taking his place today on account of a variety of circumstances. He might not be here in person, but the guy himself gave us the okay to act on his behalf. Really now? In that case, why don't we get right to the meat of the matter? There's something about people cleaning out your stock of orbital microwaves just like that, right? Can't say I'm all that familiar with the product. Orbital microwaves are state-of-the-art kitchen appliances that have yet to reach mainstream adoption. They heat food quickly and easily by irradiating it with high-frequency orbital waves. That does sound pretty convenient. Oh, you bet. They may not be commonplace yet, but the mass production lines are nearly ready. After that, it's only a matter of time before they're widespread. And once they are, every household will be that much more efficient for it. Without said production lines, though, we can currently only carry a limited number at a time. Which is why this recent rash of bulk purchasing is causing an inventory shortage. That's no crime, though. Plus, it turns a hefty profit, so the store doesn't exactly lose out. The empty shelves are definitely a hassle, though. Could be that they're getting scooped up for resale, too. Something else is nagging at me. You opted to bring this to a Spriggan over the police or guild, right? Right, and for a reason. See, these buying sprees the past few days struck me as awfully organized. We had a series of customers purchasing multiple microwaves each, for example. Or a group of them all at once to clean out our stock not a moment after we've replenished it. That is most definitely odd. The scale is inordinately large for simple scalping. It still doesn't break the law or harm any citizens, though. Which is exactly why it'd be hard to get help from the police or guild. One way or another, the trend is unnatural. I can't shake the sense that ignoring it is a risky move. I know it's selfish to ask over just a gut feeling, but would you be willing to look into this? Well, yes we will. We get a little bit of gray in law, unfortunately no chaos. Alright, consider your request accepted. Can't get a read on their intentions here otherwise. The bigger picture might surprise us. Oh, thanks a million. My hopes are all on you. Just so we have more context, is this only happening at this location? No, ours has been the worst of it, but other mass merchandisers are experiencing the same too. If they're all connected, that makes us a pretty coordinated operation. Let's say it is to resell them, though. My big hang-up then would be, why now? I haven't heard a peep about microwaves being a sudden craze over the last few days. Perhaps we should speak with the other affected stores in that case. Actually, it'd be nice to get a different point of view from that of a retailer. For now, why don't we try asking a manufacturer? Good idea. Moving higher up the supply chain might give us a broader perspective on this. For all we know, something could be happening on their end, too. Well, if you don't mind a suggestion, how about the workshop next to the chapel in Artisanal District? It's involved in orbital microwave development, and the man in charge there is a pal of mine, more or less. Bring my name up, and he should answer just about any question you have. Oh yeah? Sounds like the best jumping off point we can hope for. It's settled then. Let's go see what that artisan has to say about the situation.
Let's 4SPG it up.
So, we're going to go ahead and head on to the Artisanal District. First, I want to just go ahead and quickly grab my Seventh Masses for giving out gifts, and then we'll head on over there. Probably... Actually, don't even know the best place to go to. We'll just start at Giskard's workshop, but this might not be the right call. It was, in fact, not the right call. We're still pretty close. Go ahead and head up here, and we'll talk to this guy using our topic, orbital microwaves. Dang, when we get pulled into these scenes, we know it's going to be a little bit lengthier than just if we were talking to them out in the open. The orbital microwave mess. Only natural we'd know about it. And after all, more inventory shortages equals more product requests. It's rough going, truth be told. So even the manufacturers are feeling the impact. These bulk purchases must be on an even larger scale than we assumed then. The question is, why would they need to go this far to gather so many? If you don't mind me asking, have your fellow artisans mentioned anything else concerning? I'd like to make sure nothing similar is happening with other products. Just be thorough. Agreed. If there are in fact other such cases, we may be able to identify a pattern of sorts. Well, let me think. This could be completely unrelated. But a little incident at our antenna production site does come to mind. Antennas? I suppose they also emit radiation the way orbital microwaves do. Still, it's a fundamentally separate industry with a totally different manufacturer. Either way, I got word of something going down on that end at the same time the microwaves were being bought up. Apparently, they were contracted by someone claiming to represent a foreign trading company. From there, it was inquiry after repeated inquiry on urgent last-minute orders. What's more, they'd never even heard of the name of the trading company in question before. So somebody out there is going to absurd lengths to procure antennas ASAP, which makes the company putting in the requests just as sketchy. Might be good to ask somebody at the antenna manufacturer and see what dots we can connect. Well, let's go to Vern HQ and have them hook us up then. So we'll go ahead and head on back over to Newtown, Vern HQ.
All right, let's go.
And let's go ahead and run on forward and use our topic. Oh no, we just need to talk to receptionist Tritty. Rein in the group, explain the situation, and ask for the antenna manufacturer's technical officer. That's right. A foreign trading company has been approaching us rather aggressively as of late. What's more, the last-minute nature of their requests put us in a bit of a bind. So we provisionally supplied them with a set number of antenna components as a sample batch. I see. And have you got any requests from them aside from purchase orders? Well, now that you mention it, they did have questions on devising ways to increase orbital wave directivity. Directivity? The degree to which orbital waves are concentrated in a single direction. In standard communications, they are emitted such then that the radiation is spread over a wide area. Directivity may be increased, however, in cases of exceptionally high transmission volumes or environments that impede orbital wave passage. Still, if it was just for those purposes, the necessary equipment should already be available. But in this case, they're expressly trying to extract information on creative alternatives, and I think we can guess what for. You want to guess correctly in order to get the bonus SP, so it's going to be modifying a different product. You must be aiming to apply it to something else on their own. That's the impression I'm getting. But in the end, it's only microwaves that were bought up in bulk. In which case, maybe the goal is to increase a microwave's directivity using those antennas as reference. You mentioned having already provided them with some parts, correct? Do you know who is responsible for the shipments? Sure, or one of them at the very least. We had a delivery man named Jason transport some parts from the factory for us. Understood. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule for this. Okay, gang. Let's go speak with that delivery man. He told me he often works in the artisanal district during the day. Might as well stroll our way down the road and see if we can spot him then. So, we'll go ahead, we get our bonus SP. We will head back to the artisanal district this time. We'll go to Giskard's workshop, since the street typically is that, like, big street right in front of his workshop. I was wrong yet again. It looks like he's going to be... Oh, no, I mean, he's just at the end of this street, so not entirely wrong. Just have to run all the way over here. And we should be able to do... This is our final thing I think we have to do here. We'll go ahead and use our topic, microwave and antenna transport. Antenna parts. Yeah, I transported some from the factory to the client's pickup location. You said you're looking for a connection between that and the bulk of microwave purchases? Right. It seemed like an organized effort, so we thought it best to dig around behind the scenes. Granted, there's still no saying for sure that it's all just a simple group at work. But circumstantially, the likelihood's pretty high. Well, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, the binge microwave buyers and those ordering the antenna parts are one and the same. Matter of fact, I've seen trucks carrying those exact microwaves more than once. They always seem to be heading into the exact same direction I took the antenna parts. They do? Yep. Been bringing them northwest on the national highway across multiple trips by the look of it. Couldn't tell you where they're actually storing the things, though. Still, knowing what direction they're being transported gives us a trail to follow. To a point, yeah. With any luck, we might even learn who it is we're up against. I spotted them hauling their cargo up the Northwest Highway loads of times by now. Struck me as a pretty unusual for your typical vendor, frankly. I'd been wondering about it myself. They must be traveling back and forth on that road pretty frequently, in that case. For now, though, let's take a moment to review our findings. Alright, we've gathered a decent amount of intel, if nothing else. Yeah, some group or other is buying up every orbital microwave on the market. And on top of that, aiming to increase their directivity using antenna technology. Probably not for anything ethical either, with all this sneaking and weaseling around. If they have to hide their reasons for mashing different branches of tech together, I think I see where this is going. We can definitely make some educated guesses on what their objective here is. One in particular sticks out to me as probable. Repurposing microwaves into weapons. Emitting powerful orbital waves with high directivity. Doesn't that sound like something you can weaponize? Especially given how rapidly the high frequency used by microwaves can heat things. Substantial enough output does have the theoretical capacity to kill or injure a person. In fact, it doesn't even require the level of potency to find use as a weapon. At minimum, concentrating orbital waves output to a certain degree would allow to short-circuit an orbment. Good point. That alone would make it pretty darn combat effective. Target an enemy's armaments, vehicles, or comms equipment, and the fight tips way in your favor. Thought of there being technology with that much potential for harm in an everyday appliance unsettles me a little. But it's a sensible hypothesis for sure. If it's on the money, then we're dealing with some real powder kegs here. Damn, though, this is one twist I didn't see coming. Our client's bad hunch was a blessing in disguise. Otherwise, he might have not have put out that 4SPG before the situation got out of control. If there's even the slightest possibility of nefarious activity, then we'll want to gather up some solid evidence. The sooner, the better. Well, our best chance of finding any will be on that highway to the northwest those guys have been using. Right, let's take it out and try to catch them in transit. Earned an SP, and we can go ahead and hop onto the national highway to actually do the battle. So go ahead and do that. I said battle. Spoiler. Yes, and so many microwaves we've procured. Enough to account for trial and error even. The issue is what degree of modification we can manage ourselves. May be necessary to outsource after all. Now that our go-to workshop in the Empire is gone, we'll have to rely on new channels of... Is that man one of them? I heard the words procured and microwave. Look at us, hitting pay dirt right out of the gate. Can't pick up much of the conversation from here, though. Either way, it's obviously suspect. We'll just have to step in ourselves. Yeah, let's see what he has to say. Excuse me, we'd like to ask you something. Interlopers, we'll continue this over on your side. Ah, wait! Gone without a second thought. That's a red flag, 100%. Guy's no stranger to quick getaways. Our earlier hypotheses seem all the more viable now. And let's go after him already. I can use my bike too. That won't be necessary. I'll lend you a hand. And you are... member of the CID, but please don't be alarmed. You and I share the same goal here, I wager. Now get inside, quickly. I've seen this man somewhere before. Is he not Hubert, former operative of Erebonia's intelligence agency? I heard he defected to the Republic only to be framed by Lecter as a triple agent. My name is Hubert. I'm with the 2nd External Affairs Division of the CID. At the moment, I'm investigating the influx of criminal syndicates and foreign militants into the country. Alright, in that case, we'll gladly accept your help. Hey now, you sure about this, Reen? Doesn't seem related to the space program or our being invited here, so there's no need to be overly cagey. Better to work together than drive an unnecessary wedge between us. Right. I do have my reservations about the position we're in. But that's exactly why we should play the long game and cooperate elsewhere, within reason. Thanks for the understanding. Now let's hurry. I don't remember him. I'm assuming he was probably just like another small named side character from a side quest back in Cold Steel. Going by the number of parts, we should be able to make enough to run a test operation with each unit. Then once we get some results, we can use a dummy company for even larger scale procurement. That'll bring us one step closer to Marduk's advanced technology. Or better yet, to the weapon that woman uses, if we play our cards right. As for the prototyping, I have a few engineers in mind we should be up to the task. Stop right there. So you really are developing illegal arms. Not for long, though, if the guild has anything to say about it. We've been looking into your mass purchasing of orbital appliances over in Basel. And it's plain to see that your reasons for it are against the law. We'll be happy to hear the details from you directly. Just as our analyst predicted, you have some nerve pulling this now of all times. It's a crisis management concern we can't afford to overlook. Those weapons. Hold up, don't tell me you guys are... Huh, so you sniffed us out. But that doesn't mean we're just going to hand these over. Whether it's you outsiders or the CID, we won't show any mercy. These men seem like professionals. Don't go easy on them for a second. Right. We won't, but also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, is it only 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, dang, that sucks. I was hoping it was going to be enough. Okay, well... Don't know if any of these are going to be enough. We'll do a rowdy. Yep, that hits all of them. Perfect. That should be enough to kill. Yeah. If there was 8 of them, I would have got the achievement right there for the Octo Slayer or whatever it's called. And that's a wrap. I didn't know his sword folds like that. That's so cool. Still, I knew I recognized their style of combat. I can wait. Right now we need to restrain and interrogate. Wait, don't let your guard down just yet. Reinforcements? About time. Sorry the procurement took longer than expected. More importantly, we'd better pull back. It'll be trouble if any of us get detained. I don't mean abandoning some of the parts we've acquired, but there's no way around it. Dude, this is this is just all of RPGs, but Trails has a big problem with it. Smoke bombs just let anybody fully escape. Watch out, everyone, they've got grenades. They're always just smoke bombs. Only smoke, but I guess that's its own pain in the ass. Like, we knew, we let all of them get off the ground, get into the car, start their cars, and drive away without us stopping a single one. That is crazy. It happens all the time in the Trails games. They escaped. It's not too late. If we give chase now... No, let us take it from here. We've already got a trace on them for the most part. Compared to other cases, this one isn't so urgent that we can't continue to monitor them until a more opportune moment arises. With that in mind, it would be imprudent of us to involve you quasi-diplomats any further. After all, you fulfilled your request. There's no reason to wash your hands of this affair. Something tells me this is about more than just being mindful of our situation. It's a strangely passive response for the CID. They're not usually one to do things halfway. The space program is presumably their highest operational priority at present. In that context, the fact someone of his standing is solitarily in charge of this case speaks to its low importance. But even that doesn't make it any less unnatural, considering how painstakingly thorough the CID has been up to this point. Not too happy leaving it at that, but stick our noses in any further, they might just get chopped off. Yeah, we might need to call it quits here, given our position. For now, let's just stick to the request and check all the goods they bought up. With that, Rin and the company examined the cargo left behind by the mysterious group. As expected, the orbital microwaves and antenna components in questions were among them. At the same time, they also found documentation that supported their hypothesis. Understood. The influx of armed militants from abroad is roughly as anticipated. Regardless, so long as it has little direct influence on the project, we will maintain our policy of keeping checks and seizures to a minimum. Just as you did today. I'll see how any of this connects to the space program to begin with. I'm sick and tired of being saddled with nothing but petty brush fires. Incidentally, one of the Thor's members you aided in this case once belonged to the Imperial Army's Intelligence Division. Well, it's surely been some time since you last met. Trust there were no complications. What's that supposed to imply? I'd never leak intel over to them. Besides, I hadn't even heard a word about that girl being part of their group. Because you weren't notified. As one not directly involved in the project, you've hardly any need to know the finer details on them. So what? You let me run into those guys as a test? Damn it, still toying with me, same as always. In any case, your assignment in Basel is done. Your next will be simple intelligence gathering in Edith. Go about it with leisure if you would. Roger that. I'll make my way over. So, they're being repurposed as weapons. It's a little hard to swallow. We were just as flabbergasted, to be fair. But going by the documents recovered on site, there's no room for doubt. Plans for the procurement of pulse weaponry at minimum expenditure via the conversion of shortwave oscillators in culinary appliances. As predicted, they intended on using short, focused wavelengths to burn out circuitry and perhaps even as an anti-personnel weapon in the future. They were definitely Jaegers too, going by their gear. But in that case, developing weapons themselves feels a little off-brand. Probably has something to do with the Black Workshop going under. Right, and the Marduk company may have been a heavy influence too. From what it seemed, part of their plans included personally negotiating with multiple engineers to finance the technology. At any rate, the CID will be working to track them, so I doubt they'll be skulking around Basel again from here on. Plus, while it may not have been all of them, we did manage to recover some of the microwaves they hoarded. Once again, thank you so much. The situation amounted to more than I imagined. There's just no telling, though, what slippery slope weaponizing household appliances might lead to. Any piece of tech runs the risk of being misused. This whole mess is a grim reminder of that. Agreed. The issue will only intensify too, as consumer orbments become more and more sophisticated. That's partly why we at the Verne Company didn't join the tech union at first. Looking back, I can't help but feel how spot on that foresight was. Either way now, we know what the bulk microwave buying was really about. And as long as it doesn't happen again anytime soon, Basil's businesses can rest easy for a while. Right. I'm a little disappointed we couldn't uncover the entire story behind all of this. But it's thanks to you following your gut so promptly that we were able to nip it in the bud. To level with you, I thought I was being overly paranoid at first. But it turns out putting that 4 SPG up early on was the right call in the end. Still, with militants operating behind the scenes like that, the circumstances are anything but simple. We'll have to be extra careful about where we step.
Looks like our work here is
That
done.
brings our 4SPG to a close. Get a little bit of law and gray. This might be a level up. Nope, neither one. Very close on both, though. And I want to just quickly check that 4SPG, because we got the 2 bonus, right? Okay, I couldn't remember getting that second bonus. It was this one right here. I couldn't remember getting that second +1, so I just wanted to check to make sure we got it. But guys, with that, we're going to go ahead and wind things down here. Next episode, we do have one more place to visit, the Og Canyon, as well as some of our Connect events to view. So, I will see you guys then.